We need to give permission to people to make terrible art. We are stuck in this cycle currently where we think the only thing we're allowed to share is something that is completed, beautiful, and perfect. So many people used to share their creative process or just half-baked ideas. We're able to see how somebody thinks and operates and what their process is by seeing these like incomplete, imperfect pieces of art. We need to make bad art as a form of resistance to the speed at which we are expected to operate in the world, and as a form of resistance to the machines that have taken over our creativity. I think this constant pressure is impeding our ability to create what we actually want to. I think there's a misconception a lot of people carry through life that either you're talented and you're creative or you're not. This is just wrong on so many levels because creativity is a skill, it's a practice, and it's something that requires discipline. So when people say, oh, I'm just bad at drawing or I'm bad at singing or whatever the given creative outlet is, what they're actually saying is, I haven't really explored this very much. And there's nothing wrong with that. And the only way to get good at a skill is to practice it. So I think we need to empower people to make ugly, horrible, terrible fucking art because it's the only way that you will get better at it. And it's also fun, which I will talk about in a minute because I made something that was both ugly and fun today. I want to take a little detour and give some context for everything that I want to talk about today. I am sure that you all have seen the same atrocities on LinkedIn and Instagram and the internet otherwise that I have been seeing for the past 2 weeks now, which are these ChatGPT generated action figure starter packs. And it's not dumb simply because these things are hideous aesthetically. It is dumb because there are implications to relying so heavily on artificial intelligence for creative tasks. I am not opposed to AI as a whole. I have a lot of very nuanced opinions and thoughts and feelings about this subject, but in the context of creativity, it pisses me off. I see people in my day-to-day life just cognitive offload. They will not write sentences from their own brain. They will not trust their own thoughts and ideas now that they've been exposed to something like ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude. If I try to envision myself as like a young teenager in a world with all of these technologies that are just like booming right now, you can create images of anything you want that may make you perceive your own creativity or your own ability to like contribute something meaningful to the world. You're comparing yourself to something that's not even human. I kind of wonder how many people are going to start opting out of things like illustrating and music production because AI can do it instead. I do think that this constant exposure to visuals that are being produced and generated by AI, it's truly altering our perception of good art and our understanding of aesthetics and why we're drawn to things or why we like things. I'm not trying to spend all this time just shit talking AI. There is a silver lining here. I decided today that I was going to do a hand drawing of a good Gloom starter pack. And I also put a time restriction on myself to just get it done today and then film this video. And it turned out really bad, but I had a lot of fun drawing it. There is nothing wrong with making something because it's fun and because you just had a random idea, and then you can share it and nothing bad is gonna happen to you. It's perfectly fine. You can be bad at things. So I guess I'm here to show you a shitty drawing, and that's sort of the whole point of this video. I am an illustrator, but this is certainly not a representation of that skill set. But I thought I'd walk you through some of the beauties of this starter pack. So as you can see, it's me. I, like AI, do not know how to draw hands very well. It's something I struggle quite a bit with. So I gave myself like little alien claws. I hope you like them. You'll also notice the bug tattoos all over my legs and my Crocs. Here is my camera. I added a bone and an eyeball. Of course, we have a beloved Smeeski. And to go along with those, I have a bowl of popcorn and a barbell because... And then Ableton Live. This starter pack, it can be yours for only $9.99, now with no AI. I very rarely ever allow myself to draw just for fun. If I'm working on a project, I am typically jumping right in, and it has to be perfect and it has to be thought out. I don't even really usually use a sketchbook, which is why this past year I've been really trying to use a sketchbook more frequently, just to sort of challenge myself to create things on the fly and not over prepare or over analyze or be too critical of what I'm drawing. In order to make good art, you have to make a lot of really bad art. And then when you start making good art, you're still also gonna make bad art. And that's just the way it goes. And if I think about some of the music that I really like, or some of the art that I'm really drawn to, there are a lot of people who have very different taste from me who would say that's objectively bad, or that's ugly, or that's too weird, or too out there. And so I think when you're creating something, just remind yourself that you're allowed to make ugly things, because someone might really like the ugly thing that you make. And if you like the ugly thing that you make, that's even better, because then you're getting fulfillment from the process of creating. You can create things because it's fun, or you can create things because you want to commit to artistry and you want to really refine a skill set and you want to put in the effort and the work and the discipline. And either path is like beautiful and wonderful and like valid. But I think, like I was saying earlier, there's so much pressure for everyone to have to like be a creator. And if that's not for you and you just want to doodle stuff, then doodle stuff. Show me your doodles. I'll look at your doodles and listen to your bad music. There are so many things that I have done wrong, but the more we, shit out all of the ideas, the more rapidly we're able to actually learn and develop the skills to make something we're proud of. Go create something, and don't use AI too much, okay? My point really is just that when it comes to creativity, the human touch is so special and so important. And by offloading it to AI, you're doing a disservice to the world. Use AI where it's warranted and where it makes sense, but don't lose sight of how valuable you are and how valuable creating from your own mind is. You might make something that feels so close to your soul and feels like such an expression of who you are and your understanding of the world around you. And if you just connect with one person, like if just one person comes up to you and says like, hey, that thing that you made moved me and I want to know why you made it and I want to understand. That is so much more valuable than a bunch of strangers on the internet liking something you posted on LinkedIn that's like a fake starter pack. The other aspect about this that really irritates me too, that I just want to say real quick, is that these starter packs I'm seeing only seem to highlight the sort of corporate contribution these people have. And I think that that's a problem. If we are not only creating these fake versions of ourselves, which is sort of this weird objectification of ourselves, right? But then we're also only highlighting the aspects of ourselves that are profitable. That's a problem. And I don't like that. You're more than shareholder value. I'm not trying to get all heavy or like pessimistic, but I think we keep getting pushed further and further and further away from our true creativity, almost because we're afraid that maybe what we create won't be perfect. And I just want to challenge that. I want to challenge that. I want you to challenge that. I want us to create a world that is vibrant and contains the multitude of perspectives. And if you got any value from this, please feel free to leave a comment, share some of your thoughts. It's really nice to talk to you guys. If you got value from watching this video, please consider leaving a comment and subscribing to the channel. As a new channel here on YouTube, it really means a lot to me to get some engagement from you all. So bye. 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 Bye.